The United States has been sending lethal anti-tank missiles like Javelin. The United Kingdom is sending anti-armor weapons. Denmark is sending warships. But what about Germany? Europe's richest country and one of the world's top 5 biggest exporters of arms is offering to send helmets. 5,000 of these. The offer of helmets has been openly ridiculed by some Ukrainian officials. For one, Kyiv's mayor, Vitali Klitschko, dismissed the offer as a joke and said it left him speechless. He told the German newspaper Bild, "The behavior of the German government leaves me speechless. The defense ministry apparently hasn't realized that we are confronted with perfectly equipped Russian forces that can start another invasion of Ukraine at any time." "What kind of support will Germany send next?" he asked. "Pillows?" mockingly. That stance, criticized in Washington and London, has also caused apprehension among some in Germany, who worry that their country may not be considered a reliable partner. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Germany is not sending weapons to Ukraine to counter Russia. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. EU, especially Germany, is highly dependent on Russian gas and oil supplies. Germany has been phasing out its nuclear reactors. Recently, it initiated the process of shutting down half of the 6 nuclear plants it still has in operation. The final deadline for shutting them down is 2022. Some EU states are far more dependent than others. Portugal and Spain use little Russian energy, while Germany gets more than half of its natural gas and more than 30% of its crude oil supplies from Russia. Russia is an energy giant, the world's 3rd largest producer of oil and the 2nd largest producer of natural gas. In recent years, Russia has used energy revenue to accumulate some $630 billion in foreign exchange reserves. Nord Stream 2 pipeline is set to increase it further. Nord Stream 2, which is a follow-on to Nord Stream 1, is a 1,200-kilometer or 745 miles gas pipeline running from western Russia to northeast Germany under the Baltic Sea. It was completed in late 2021. If the pipeline is given the green light from Brussels to become operational, it will be able to pump 55 billion cubic meters of gas to Germany each year. Interestingly, it bypasses Ukraine and hence there's no need to pay transit fees, which in turn means cheaper gas prices. But the geopolitical problem is that Ukraine has lost leverage. Even now, Russia can decrease the flow of gas or even stop it completely, which can lead to major problems in Germany. And hence there's reluctance in the country when it comes to going all out in supporting Ukraine. While Russian President Vladimir Putin is a seasoned player, this is not the case with the current German leader. Olaf Scholz, who is serving as the Chancellor of Germany, is in this leadership position only since the 8th of December 2021. A member of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, he previously served as Vice Chancellor of Germany under Angela Merkel and as Federal Minister of Finance from 2018 to 2021. It doesn't help that he's heading a complex coalition government that has center-left SPD, along with environmentalist Green Party and the neoliberal Free Democrats, FDP. This makes it harder to build consensus and to come to a strong decision. Agnieszka Brugger, a Green member of the Parliament's Defense Committee, said, "The German government has not provided any arms shipments to Ukraine for almost a decade. A change in policy would not make any significant short-term military difference on the ground, but may be a big risk for the very difficult ongoing diplomatic talks." Germany's reluctance to send defensive weapons to Ukraine also likely has its roots in the 20th century. The scars of World War I and World War II were deeply ingrained in Germany's conscience, and it wants to avoid a conflict at all cost. For example, the Eastern Front of World War II led to a massive bloodbath. The fighting involved millions of Axis and Soviet troops along the broadest land front in military history. It was by far the deadliest single theater of the European portion of World War II, with up to 8.7 to 10 million military deaths on the Soviet side. The belief that Germany, whose military actions in the Nazi era cost millions of Russian lives, cannot act as aggressively toward the Kremlin as other European nations is a pretty widespread view. It runs across the German party spectrum and is widely shared among the population. Importantly, the Olaf Scholz party has been expanding ties with Russia, citing Germany's historic crimes as a cover, and there's little hope for Ukraine when it comes to receiving lethal weapons.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.